to try to get some additional distribution points for tarp. So stand by for that. We'll update that if we can make that happen tomorrow. Sand is being replenished throughout the week. Our regular 4 locations. Bring your own shovels and sandbags and manpower. The corner of Citrus and Leisure, Tiger Point Community Center, Pace Fire and Rescue. Hey, there you go. And the corner of Carroll Road and Pine Forest, which is just down from the EOC. We did validate earlier today that Hall's Hardware in Milton has bags, the Ace in Pace and Navarre has bags, and the Lowe's in Gulf Breeze. So evacuation zones, we always talk about that. If you haven't checked to see if you're in one, go to santarosa.fl.gov, know your zone. If we do call evacuation orders, we'll send those to the different means of communications that we have, including our Alert Santa Rosa, and we'll show that again on the screen in case you missed it last time. And don't forget, you can enter multiple addresses, so if you want to enter your home, your work, your families, where they live, however, just enter those in and you can get those notifications. Hey, there you go. Leah's got it showing for us. So here you go. Go to our sign-up page, create your information here, submit it in, and then that address that you put in here will be on your Alert Santa Rosa. And like I showed y'all last time, you know, I have it on my phone, and I have an app for that, the Everbridge app, and you'll get your alerts. And hold on, it's loading now. And see, there you go. So I get flash flooding, tornado warnings, etc. So we're also going to try to use the WIA and the iPaws, and that targets your cell phone. So especially if you're in those zones, which you should if you've been to know your zone and understand that. We also do a lot of emails with our news releases, and that's a great avenue for us to collect all that information and push it out to you. And you can go to santarosa.fl.gov and you can subscribe to updates. We're working on a Facebook, a web page that'll pile all this stuff together so you can go to one site and find it all. If you need to evacuate, don't forget, especially in the south end of our county with the wonderful 3-mile bridge in a non-working capacity, we have this beautiful 4-lane Highway 87, great evacuation route, great alternative to the Garcon Point Bridge, which we know daily is very congested. And then, of course, if you do want to go east, you can go 98 to Fort Walton and go beyond from there. So shelters, if we have a call for evacuations, if we anticipate sustained tropical storm force winds, we will open shelters as needed. So stand by for that. We'll notify if you're going to open. If we do open, there will be a pet-friendly option for you, and then we'll also have a special need. So if you don't have a plan, well, shame on you. You should already have one, but now's the time to make it if you don't. So make a plan, figure out where you're going to stay, how you're going to get there, and start doing that now. You have a couple of days to figure that out. Remember, shelters are not comfortable places. They're giving you a place to come and stay that is safe, but not necessarily comfortable. You're going to need to bring all your stuff with you. Don't forget your food. Don't forget your cots and everything you need, medications and things like that. Supplies, this is the time to top them off. You probably dipped into them in the last 2 weeks with Sally. So go ahead and take the next couple of days and top your supplies off. Remember, the first 72 is on you. And of course, you will need more than 72 hours worth of medications and critical supplies, as you know, there's a chance for disruptions in that. So I'm going to turn it over to our County Administrator, Dan Shebler, now, and I'll be back with you to close it out.
Hi, good afternoon. I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about the debris cleanup that's going on from Hurricane Sally. Hurricane Sally, we were here talking about this with Hurricane Sally about 3 weeks ago, and that storm left us with close to 1 million cubic yards of debris spread around the county. About a little bit less than 10% of that is construction and demolition debris. That is shingles, drywall, insulation, brick, furniture, all of those things that were damaged in the storm. Crews are working diligently, our contractor, along with the county's Public Works Department, monitoring them, are working to haul that debris as fast as they can. But it's going to take some time. It's going to take up to 90 days to complete all of that debris hauling. I know that's not very comforting, knowing that there's another tropical storm in the Gulf, but we're doing everything we can to speed that process up, working 7 days a week and hauling both the vegetative debris and that construction and demolition debris to our landfill. It'll take 5 total weeks, as I mentioned. If you know of any debris that's blocking drainage infrastructure, if it's in your neighborhood blocking a storm drain or blocking an inlet, please report that to us. You can do that a couple ways. You can report it to Public Works with a work order, or you can report it in the damage assessment form on the website that Brad mentioned, using streets, bridges, and drainage as the option. Talk to you in a minute about FEMA. FEMA is on the ground here in Santa Rosa County. They are working out of a in-person location at Pensacola State College in Midway. We're working on a second location here in the central and north part of the county. We hope to have that up and operating later this week. But the primary way, and FEMA is pushing this as well, is for you to do this online. Do it at their website, disasterassistance.gov. Do it at their 800 number, 1-800-621-3362, or do it with the FEMA app. Those are all options for you to make that initial claim, and then you can go in person to submit paperwork as necessary. So I'll call Brad back in here and we can close this up, but just want to make sure we were getting information out to you and answering questions that you may have.
Yeah, so we have a couple of questions that have come in. First of all, have we activated? Well, we have been activated for COVID for quite some time. So we're in what we call a level 2 activation. So we've basically got the EM staff and some select others that are in the office now. We're continuing to monitor, doing our conference calls, communicating with the National Weather Service, with our state partners, and getting things ready. But we have not activated yet. Still a little too early. Be interested to see the track changes over the next day or so and be ready to pull that. So the other question is, what mistakes did people make with Sally? First of all, I guess I hate to call it a mistake, but we start relying on predictions, and as we saw with Sally, wow, that didn't really come about like we had hoped. And there was a lot of miscalculations in the modeling for whatever concern things that I don't know will ever understand. But obviously the surge inundation model was definitely not on. We took several feet more surge than was predicted for that. We did see the rain. I think we saw the rain model come about 20 plus inches of rain pretty much throughout our county. So really just you need to prepare you and your family. So whatever you feel safe and comfortable doing with you and your family, if that's staying at home in your house, then you got to make that choice. If you're not comfortable, then you need to make a plan to evacuate. Where that's going to be, if we need to open shelters, that could be a shelter. If you have family or friends that live in a safer home, you may want to choose that route if you decide to go out of the area. But that's a personal responsibility. So I think that's the key I want to get across to everybody is you have to have some personal responsibility. You have to make a decision based on what you and your family needs are. So is the landfill free? And I guess that answer is yes, it is. And for vegetative debris from the storm. So if you want to take it to the landfill, vegetative debris from the storm, we have a line out there, and yes, it is free. Other question is, should we pick cotton? And while I do have cotton at my farm, I guess you really need to decide kind of where you're at and what's your cotton looking like. And chances are your cotton probably looks very similar to mine, and it's not in very good condition. So, but I'm not going to give you any farm advice here. There's way more smarter farmers out there than me, for sure. So, crisiscleanup.org, if you want to go to that site, enter in if you have a tarp request. I can tell you we have been struggling to find volunteer groups and volunteers to come out and help. Whether it's the COVID, whether it was there a lot of damage in Baldwin County, Mobile County, Escambia County, and the volunteer groups went over there, I just don't know. But I can tell you we've had a lot of projects done in Santa Rosa County, but there's still a lot of unmet needs. So we're working on, like I said earlier, working on getting some tarp distribution points throughout the county, and hopefully we can pull that off tomorrow. Just waiting on a couple of our volunteer groups to commit to that. And we'll keep you updated. We're going to try a couple of new things this time. So we're going to try to keep it more condensed in we call them flash reports in our media updates. So you'll still get the big, long, comprehensive news release. And then we're going to try to give you some targeted information a couple times throughout the day. So we've taken our lessons learned. We're going to try to apply some of them this time and do our part to help you make a more educated decision. But I'll follow it up with, ultimately, it's your decision. If you feel safe and you want to stay at home, that's your call. If you don't want to evacuate, let us know if you don't have a spot to go and you need a shelter. And when the time comes, we will open up our shelter. So that's it for today, and we'll continue to keep you updated. And we do want to thank all our media partners who will run this. And of course, we always love to have the media embedded with us here at Santa Rosa County. So we thank you for everything you do, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.